Get ready for a fascinating journey into the world of exorcisms. From secret rituals in Catholic churches to fervent prayer sessions in evangelical churches, we will unravel the mysteries, explore real cases, and understand what lies behind these intense spiritual practices. If you are curious about the confrontation between good and evil, or want to learn more about divine intervention against malevolent forces, this is your place. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave your comments below. Let's dive into this captivating subject together. The secrets of exorcism have always been shrouded in mystery and fascination, both in the Catholic Church and evangelical churches. This rite, aimed at expelling demons or evil spirits from supposedly possessed individuals, has deep roots in the history of humanity and spans various cultures and religions. In early Christianity, exorcism was a common practice, with references found in the Gospels where Jesus Christ performs numerous exorcisms. The practice evolved over the centuries, becoming more structured and formalized, especially within the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church maintains a strict protocol for performing exorcisms, requiring exorcists to be specially trained and for cases to be carefully evaluated to avoid confusion with mental illnesses. The Catechism of the Catholic Church acknowledges the existence of the devil and the need for exorcisms, emphasizing the importance of prayer and faith. One of the most famous exorcism cases in the Catholic Church occurred in the 1940s, involving a young boy known by the pseudonym Robbie Mannheim. This case inspired the novel and subsequent film, The Exorcist, highlighting the dramatic and often terrifying nature of these rituals. In evangelical churches, exorcism is also a recognized practice, often incorporated into regular worship services. Unlike the formal and ritualistic rigor of the Catholic Church, evangelical exorcism tends to be more spontaneous, focusing on the direct authority of spiritual leaders and the power of collective prayer. Pentecostal churches, in particular, have a strong tradition of dealing with demonic possessions through intense prayer and worship sessions. Notable cases include the work of Pastor Smith Wigglesworth, known for his healing and exorcism ministries in the early 20th century. The nature of exorcism in both Catholic and evangelical traditions is deeply spiritual, involving a firm belief in the existence of evil forces that can influence human behavior. However, there is also a growing awareness of the need for careful discernment. In many cases, what may seem like possession can be explained by psychological or neurological conditions, such as schizophrenia, dissociative identity disorder, or epilepsy. The Catholic Church, in particular, emphasizes the importance of distinguishing between genuine possession and mental illness, often involving medical professionals in the assessment process. Training a Catholic exorcist involves extensive theological knowledge, solid spirituality, and practical discernment. These priests are often selected for their pastoral experience and emotional stability, and are trained in specific rituals, as well as basic psychology, to distinguish between genuine possession and mental illnesses. This training is complemented by a deep commitment to prayer and penance, reinforcing their spiritual strength to face evil forces. In the evangelical field, the preparation to conduct an exorcism may be less formal, but no less rigorous. Pastors and spiritual leaders often undergo years of pastoral and spiritual experience, building a reputation for holiness and spiritual power. It is believed that the effectiveness of an evangelical exorcist is directly linked to their personal faith and the authority they believe to have in Jesus Christ. Churches often hold intensive prayer sessions and fasts, seeking to strengthen their spiritual resolve before performing an exorcism. Contemporary cases of exorcisms continue to emerge, reflecting the persistence of belief in demonic possessions. For example, in the 2000s, a case in Germany involved a young woman named Anneliese Michel, who suffered intense seizures and claimed to be possessed by multiple demons. After multiple attempts at medical treatment, the family resorted to exorcism. Unfortunately, Anneliese died during the process, leading to heated debates about the responsibility of the involved priests and the need for careful medical and psychological evaluation. In the United States, Pastor Bob Larson is known for his televised exorcisms and deliverance seminars, where he performs live exorcisms and trains others to do the same. Larson argues that many of the problems people face, from addictions to depression, have spiritual roots and can be resolved through the expulsion of demons. The practice of exorcism, despite its variations between Catholic and evangelical traditions, shares a common core belief in the battle between good and evil and the need for divine intervention to free individuals from malevolent control. This practice, however, is not without controversy. Critics argue that exorcisms can cause additional psychological harm to vulnerable individuals and that unsupervised practices can result in abuse. In response to these concerns, many churches have developed more stringent guidelines and training programs for those performing exorcisms. Beyond practical and ethical considerations, exorcism also raises profound theological questions. The belief in demonic possession and the need for exorcisms is intrinsically linked to the Christian worldview of evil, sin, and redemption. The battle against demons is seen as an extension of the spiritual struggle that all Christians face, and exorcisms are considered a testament to God's redemptive power. The presence of exorcisms in popular culture, through movies, books, and television programs, has also influenced public perception of these practices. Works like The Exorcist and The Rite have created a dramatic and often sensationalized image of exorcism that can both attract and repel the curious. These representations, however, rarely capture the complexity and gravity of real religious practices and the genuine suffering of those involved. Exorcism continues to be a subject of great interest and controversy both within and outside religious communities. For many believers, the existence and intervention of evil forces are an undeniable reality, and exorcisms are an essential tool to protect and restore spiritual and emotional health. For others, the practice raises ethical and psychological questions that need to be carefully considered. In the end, the secrets of exorcism lie not only in the words and rituals used, but in the deep belief in the divine power to overcome evil. Whether through the formal rites of the Catholic Church or the fervent prayers of evangelical churches, exorcism remains a powerful expression of faith and the human struggle against forces that threaten our integrity and well-being. The complexity of exorcisms goes beyond the simple act of expelling demons. It involves a series of preparations, both spiritual and practical. In the Catholic Church, the exorcist must go through a series of steps, including a period of discernment to ensure he is spiritually and emotionally prepared to face evil forces. The ritual itself is meticulous, involving specific prayers, the use of holy water, crucifixes, and other sacramentals. There is an emphasis on the authority of Christ and the power of the Church to overcome demonic forces. In the evangelical context, the focus is more on personal faith and the spiritual authority of the religious leader. Exorcism sessions can be held in various settings, from churches to private homes, and often involve the active participation of the congregation. Evangelical spiritual leaders believe that any truly born-again Christian with sufficient faith can perform an exorcism. This makes the process more accessible, but also raises concerns about the lack of formal training and potential for misuse. Documented cases of exorcisms, both in the Catholic Church and evangelical churches, vary widely in their outcomes. Some are reported as quick and effective, while others can take weeks, months, or even years. There are reports of success where supposedly possessed individuals return to a normal life after the exorcism, but there are also tragic cases where the individuals involved suffered severe psychological or physical harm. The interaction between faith, religious practice, and mental health is a delicate and complex field. Mental health professionals have expressed concerns about the potential harm caused by exorcisms performed without adequate consideration of the individual's psychological needs. On the other hand, many exorcists argue that in cases of genuine possession, spiritual intervention is not only necessary, but vital. The quest for a balance between religious practice and the protection of individuals' well-being is an ongoing challenge. The integration of medical and psychiatric care with the practice of exorcism, as advocated by the Catholic Church, represents an important step in this direction. However, many challenges remain, especially in the less regulated practices found in some evangelical churches. The role of the exorcist, whether a Catholic priest or an evangelical pastor, is complex and demanding. It requires not only deep faith and spirituality, but also great discernment and pastoral sensitivity. Exorcists are often confronted with extreme and disturbing situations, and their ability to handle these situations effectively and compassionately is crucial to the success of the exorcism and the well-being of those seeking their help. Ultimately, the secrets of exorcism reflect humanity's ongoing struggle against evil and suffering. Despite theological and practical differences between the Catholic Church and evangelical churches, the common goal is the liberation and restoration of individuals' spiritual and emotional health. Faith, prayer, and belief in God's redeeming power are the main tools in this spiritual battle. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about other fascinating and mysterious topics, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like and share this video, and leave your comments below. We want to hear your opinions and questions about the world of exorcisms and other spiritual practices. Join us on this journey of discovery and learning.